1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show.
The human body many times, but it does things via the brain's instructions, really, which we don't have to think about. We don't have to think what we're going to do. It becomes totally instinctive, but your body will prepare you. Now, in a situation like that, yeah, you may initially freeze. I think a lot of people would. Their body would freeze almost, but then fight or flight would kick in. Now, probably very unwise to decide to fight the dog. That might not be the best answer. So flight would be the best thing. Now, as you've indicated, if you ran, maybe that would encourage a dog to run after you and probably beat you. But so the answer could be just to back away and try and do a sensible thing. So that's that. So the backing away, the physical backing away, is the behaviour thing. Now that's the way to look at any emotion. It's an integration of body, mind, behaviour, and everything we do everywhere, and we're dealing with emotions all the time. They always come into that. There's what we feel about it. It's how we interpret a situation, whether it's dangerous, whether something makes us angry. Sometimes if we're driving, I think a lot of us sometimes get a bit uptight with certainly the potholes everywhere, which are a disgrace, as we know. And also other drivers can be frustrating, perhaps, if you get, as we might sometimes say, a weekend driver who's a bit slow or who knows what. We get into a car and we can change a little bit, can't we? Because we're a bit more edgy, perhaps, with the amount of traffic on the roads and so on. So again, that's a time we could become a bit aggressive. And of course, aggression is an emotion as well. We get uptight about something that goes on up there. What do we do? What's the behaviour? Well, hopefully we just say, right, I'm going to stay cool. I'm not going to try and overtake in a dangerous place or whatever. So behaviour comes into it as well. And what happens in the body? Well, when we get angry, our heart rate probably goes up. We might shout at somebody if in other circumstances of anger. So again, you've got this integration of these three things: body, mind, and behaviour. And it happens every time. So let's have a look, Cuz. I'll ask you for your views on, shall we say, how many different emotions do you think there are? And can you name them? Say what you think of the emotions.
Right. There's fear. Fear. So
Fear. Yeah. Fear.
There's excitement.
Excitement.
Elation or joy. And there's frustration.
What one?
Frustration.
Again.
Frustration.
Frustration. Yeah.
Those are the ones that I think.
Yeah, no, they're good off the top of your head.
Yeah,
that is good. And basically, there's psychologists. One particular guy in the 70s, I think his name was Paul Ekman. He did lots of research on the number of different emotions that humans experience. And in fact, he went out to New Guinea, this guy, to talk to tribes, people who are not often in the real world, if you like. They have almost their own language sometimes. But he was investigating whether emotions, the emotions are, universal, that we all have the same emotions, or whether they're sort of cultural differences and different contexts and our upbringing. And he came out with saying, yeah, we are different. He sort of eventually decided that because he went to other places too, the only two emotions he felt were universal, and obviously so, were a smile of happiness. If we see that, we would understand someone is feeling pretty good if they're smiling in a relaxed way. And the other one is a cry of pain. Now that
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. He'll introduce the gang who'll make the show go with a bang, with fun.
The other one is a cry of pain. Now that's obvious. Again, someone is in distress. But he said in many ways, although most emotions are kind of universal. There were lots of differences, and indeed, all of us, given that we all have a different vantage point from our upbringing, our environment, all sorts of parts that go into what makes us an individual, we all kind of respond differently to different stimuli. I mean, one person's meat is another person's poison, is the old phrase, isn't it? What I might like doing, you might not. I mean, if I see a video, for example, of one of these guys or girls who climb aerials, they climb up tall buildings, often but with no ropes or anything like that, and they just like taking selfies. They hold the selfie stick up there on the top of it, and I look at the video, and it makes me physically feel uncomfortable. I feel a sort of a butterflies in the old tummy and stuff like that, and that is kind of, I suppose, a negative part of the negative bodily responses to something. And of course I'm feeling really uncomfortable, and behavior wise, if I'm just watching a video, I sort of promise myself I'll never ever do anything like that. But to people who like that, some people like to live life on the edge, don't they? They need to feel alive, as we might say sometimes, and by putting themselves in danger, maybe even things like parachute jumps, which to many of us might sound pretty dangerous, but to others it's not. It's something they love doing. It gives them that adrenaline, this adrenaline which becomes a drug. And I guess in life we're probably often thinking about what things can give us individually that wonderful buzz of happiness, of joy. Because if you think about it, emotions are on a spectrum. I mean, you can let's say surprise is an emotion. Well, it might be a simple surprise. I mean, we're both football fans, and the way I saw my team play last week and lost to the second bottom team, who hadn't won a game since last October. This week we're playing another bottom team, Wolves, and if we should win, it'll be a pleasant surprise. So that will be good. But so that's a fairly mild, low spectrum part of surprise. It's still quite pleasant, as would be on it's our birthday and you've been out somewhere and you come home, you open the door and they all say surprise. They all sort of jump up to all the people who are there. And that's kind of a bit more up the spectrum, isn't it? If you were surprised, if, for example, I was writing a book and I'm trying to get it published, and eventually, after lots of rejections, I get a phone call saying, we're going to publish your book. You can imagine the joy and the adrenaline, these...
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. He'll introduce the gang who'll make the show go with a bang.